We are coming to you live from Tokyo, Japan. It is time for your IWGP World Tag Team Championship bout of the evening. The vacant championships on the line. Let's lay out for Yuji Nagata. We welcome you to the Destruction live stream pay-per-view event. Thursday Night Throwdown returns in the month of October. More about that in weeks to come. Right now, it is your host, Arachnid Soul. Follow me on Twitter at Arachnid Soul. Later on tonight, I will be joined by Fight Night's Finest. You can find him at youtube.com/Fight Night's Finest. He will join me for color commentary in the Vader Open Challenge match. Blue Justice Yuji Nagata making his way down the aisle. It has been his dream to capture a belt here in Throwdown Wrestling. He has not done so far. Is tonight the night? Let's now introduce his tag team partner, Jun Sternness Akiyama. So many times over the better part of the last year have we seen Jun Akiyama, Blue Thunder, Sternness, as so many people call him. We've seen him come down the aisle in his white entrance gear, in his white ring attire. Tonight, coming out in the blue with the white trim to match tag team partner Yuji Nagata. Like I said earlier, the tag team championship is vacant. We have never had IWGP World Tag Team Champions in Throwdown Wrestling history. Tonight, that changes. Jun Akiyama, another man the fans feel should have held a championship by now, but has not. Is tonight his night? Let's now lay out and introduce their opponents. Yoshinari Ogawa, aka Rat Boy. Like I always say, they gave him that nickname Rat Boy because he's sneaky, because he's quick, because he can achieve pinfall victories and submission victories at the drop of a hat out of nowhere. Yoshinari Ogawa, a cornerstone of Pro Wrestling Noah, a cornerstone back in the day of All Japan Pro Wrestling. Tonight, Yoshinari Ogawa looking to capture one half of those brand new IWGP World Tag Team Championship belts. He cannot do so without an opponent. So let's bring out one Naomichi Marufuji. We hear that trademark entrance theme. We see that trademark entrance mask. It is Naomichi Marufuji, one of the rising stars in Japanese pro wrestling, one of the rising stars in Puro Wrestler, one of the cornerstones also of Pro Wrestling Noah. This is a man who opened Wrestle Kingdom, our biggest event of the year, January 4th, as he took on Jushin Thunder Liger. Tonight, Naomichi Marufuji looks to capture his first championship here in Throwdown Wrestling. Sticks the landing. Let's go to your opening contest here at Destruction. And we are live. Yuji Nagata ready. Naomichi Marufuji ready. Once again, fans, we thank you for joining us here live on pay-per-view for Destruction. Thursday Night Throwdown happens damn near every Thursday. Wait a minute. A great counter by Yuji Nagata and a kip up from Naomichi Marufuji. Thursday Night Throwdown. Thursdays at youtube.com/ArachnidSoul. As we see the Fuji War armbar that time from Naomichi Marufuji. Do not miss the best wrestlers and the best wrestling. Inside knee strike that time and a gut shot. We see the collar and elbow lockup. Yuji Nagata going upstairs and downstairs, working the body, working the head. Gets out of that side headlock. Patella drop kick that time to the kneecap. Inverted full arm dragon twist. Yuji Nagata, before getting into the sport of professional wrestling, actually competed in Greco-Roman style wrestling. He was a judo fighter and a judo champion, also competing in the sport of mixed martial arts. Blocks that suplex. There's the receipt. There's the counter from Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata. Standing rear naked choke there. You see Yuji Nagata's partner out on the ring apron. It is Jun Akiyama looking on the far side. As we see this inverted go-go plata on the far side of the ring, you see Rat Boy Yoshinari Ogawa. What a great camera angle that is. We really get to see Jun Akiyama focusing in on the action, watching what's going on in the ring. It is so important as we see the Anderson armbar, so important in professional wrestling in tag team encounters, that when you're the illegal man or woman out on the ring apron, you watch to see what's going on. You scout the opposing team. Is the guy limping? Is he a little bit slower? How's his conditioning holding up? That way, when you get the tag in, you can continue doing either what your tag team partner was doing or what your tag team partner missed because he was too close to the action. Almost like when we talk about boxing and you talk about cornermen being able to scout a fight, or MMA, the corner being able to scout a fight and see things that the active fighters, that the participants cannot see. So important. And once again, talking about boxing, it will be in our next matchup here tonight. The man they call Big Van Vader has issued an open challenge. We do not know who will step up to the plate, but we do know that one Fight Night's Finest from youtube.com/Fight Night's Finest will join us for co-commentary. High crotch that time, scooping a slam from Yuji Nagata, who is working the neck of Naomichi Marufuji. It's very interesting, lateral press. It's very interesting to note that these two fighters, these two wrestlers have not tagged out yet. There you see legendary referee Tiger Hattori. He is set to officiate both championship matches here tonight. A sandwich lineup of championships. What a flying! And here comes Jun Akiyama. What a beautiful flying Juji Gatami that was. Jun Akiyama in the ring. He should not be. And we actually do see the referee counting, telling him to get out of the ring. You've got to think, in a match like this, where we've hyped it up so much, the referee is going to show leniency and won't be as quick to throw these things out. The fans want to see winners. The fans want to see new champions crowned here tonight. And for the first time, Naomichi Marufuji does tag out to Yoshinari Ogawa. That Harley Race style high knee from Jun Akiyama, who is now the legal man. Once again tonight, we have a live chat room going. If you have any questions in the live chat room, Type those out. Let me know. I will try to answer your questions live on air as well. Do not forget to tweet this live stream pay-per-view out. Hell, even if you're watching it later on demand, tweet it out. Let the people know. Beautiful underarm spin that time to get out of that rear naked choke. It was a bridging German and a one count only. Rat Boy Yoshinari Ogawa gets out. A knockout blow that time, another high knee. Akiyama steps into the Sator Gatami, a move a lot of people in the States would call the Scorpion Deathlock, or some might call the Sharpshooter, shades of Sting, shades of Bret the Hitman Hart, or Owen Hart. The technical term for that move we just saw, the Sator Gatami, is now Rat Boy Yoshinari Ogawa taking a break, taking a powder outside of the ring. The fluent tag in the ring between Jun Akiyama, and actually that time we see Yuji Nagata telling Ogawa to get back into the ring. The beautiful tag work, side Russian leg sweep between Nagata and Akiyama in the matching trunks. Akiyama now still outside, looking on at the action once again. Another beautifully executed flying Juji Gatami. That move wrongfully called so many times, the cross arm breaker. When we talk about the championships that Yuji Nagata has held, we got to talk about the fact that this is a man who's held the top prize in pro wrestling Noah. He's been the GHC, the Global Honored Crowned World Heavyweight Champion. He has also held championships in independent promotions in Japan, such as Pro Wrestling 01 Max. He was their World Heavyweight Champion. And Nagata, last and certainly not least, a former champion right here in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Wait a minute. Yoshinari Ogawa, we talked about it. Rad Boy going to ringside, getting that foreign object, or for the Ted Turner fans out there, that international object. It looks like one of the mock swords that the people actually buy out before the events. I mean, we talk about Shinjiro Otani, who will be in action later tonight against Takeshi Morishima. So many times we see Shinjiro Otani come to the ring with swords that the fans were interested in them, and we've started selling them at the concession stands. Mark swords for the fans. And now Yoshinari Ogawa bringing something else. It looks like maybe a shinai or a kendo stick. Jun Akiyama throwing these weapons back out. Yuji Nagata looking on. Naomichi Mirufuji looking on. Rat Boy maybe not even bringing those weapons in to try to use them. Maybe just bringing them in as a distraction play. He likes to get into the heads of his opponents. The high knee in the corner. The front face lock. There's the King Crab lock. It's that front guillotine choke. You see he's got one hook in. Beautifully executed that time. And now once again another fluent tag out to Yuji Nagata. The tags have been much better between the team of Yuji Nagata and Jun Akiyama than they have been between Rat Boy and Naomichi Mirufuji. Waistlock that time, back elbow to get out. Beautiful counter. Went for the backdrop driver. There was a backflip through. Hooks his man. Inside knee strike. Basement style Muay Thai roundhouse kick blocked with this sweep. Yuji Nagata 2-on-1 wrist control. Once again, there's a receipt into that Fuji War armbar. Great wrestling, smart wrestling we are seeing here tonight in this opening encounter. Spin heel kick in the corner. Almost shades of Savio Vega. Ogawa perched up top. Avalanche style. Belly to belly suplex. Lateral press that time. Referee Tiger Hattori in position said it was only a 1 count. Yoshinari Ogawa now tagging out as we see Nagata dropping that sword back onto the entrance ramp. Boot that time, forearm shiver. Both men will lock up. It's the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Let's see who wins this test of strength It looks like Yuji Nagata, a man weighing in tonight at 238 pounds, will win the test of strength. He almost has 40 pounds on Naomichi Marufuji, but back comes Naomichi Marufuji. The fighting spirit, the heart of the cruiserweight drop step, standing switch on the standing switch, bridging, German suplex. Does not even get a 1 count at center ring. Roundhouse kick. Both men went for kicks. We saw a drop kick on one side, a spin heel kick on the other side. Neither one connected. The action continues here. And now Yuji Nagata. Look for it before, could not get it, did get it that time. Cover. Did not even get a 1 count off that belly to back suplex. Ducks under the arm. There it is, Aurora Borealis, the bridging Northern Lights suplex, and once again did not even get a 1 count. We've talked about it all night, the crisp tags between Jun Akiyama and Yuji Nagata. Great defense that time, blocking that high knee strike. Once again, another high knee strike. Down goes Naomichi Marufuji. Irish whip, hammerlock throw. And returns with a drop kick. Naomichi Marufuji and his tag team partner, Rat Boy, giving up a lot of weight here tonight. But let's not forget, these are both guys who've had tremendous victories over heavyweights. I mean, hell, the biggest victory of Yoshinari Ogawa's career actually came in Pro Wrestling Noah just a couple of years ago when he was able to defeat the man that he's actually competing with here tonight, Jun Akiyama. If he can do it once, he can do it twice. It was recently on, look at these forearm shivers. It was recently on Throwdown Wrestling. Bridging pin. Northern Lights does not get the job done. It was recently on Throwdown Wrestling. We saw Rat Boy and we saw Jun Akiyama go one-on-one. What an amazing match that was. That match available in the Throwdown Library playlist in case you missed it. I thought we'd see a tag there, and we did on both sides of the ring. The two fresh men coming in, drop toe hold that time from Rat Boy. High crotch, high collar, scoop and a slam that time. There's a boot. Did not connect with that. Irish whip on the way. Reversal of the Irish whip. Nagata comes back. Once again, another drop toe hold. Yuji Nagata not to be deterred. Another Irish whip. Muay Thai roundhouse kicks. God drops him with the second one. Drilled him in the side of the skull. Once again looking for the Juji Gatami, but Rat Boy keeping the clasp to protect himself. Rat Boy, Yoshinari Ogawa, and Naomichi Marufuji both trained in the All Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo. These are two guys who, yes, while they broke into this sport at different times, here tonight have one common goal. Here tonight have one common passion. Here tonight have one common focus, and that is to walk out as the very first IWGP World Tag Team Champions in Throwdown Wrestling history. Rat Boy that time comes back, overhead, belly to belly suplex. We saw the avalanche variation earlier. There was a lateral press and a hook of the leg. It looks like Naomichi Marufuji actually wants the tag in and does get it. Nagata looked for that Yakuza style boot, could not get it. Missed it actually that second time too. Standing drop kick from Naomichi Marufuji. So fast on his feet is Marufuji. There's the Yakuza kick, face wash style in the corner, 2 times. Naomichi Marufuji looking to fight out. Gets shot off to the far side of the ring, has the reversal. Deep arm drag, shades of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And once again, a belly-to-belly suplex. Yuji Nagata going to one of his favorite moves, loves to use it to break down opponents. It was so nice. He did it twice. Excuse me, it was so nice. He did it thrice. Hooks the leg, lateral press, did not get the job done. The action continues here live in Tokyo, Japan. For the third time in this match, we see a Northern Lights suplex and a kick out. And I'm going to say something right now. When we talk about the amateur wrestling background of the two men in blue, Jun Akiyama and Yuji Nagata, and when we talk about the more high-paced, junior heavyweight style, cruiserweight style, that Naomichi Marufuji and Rat Boy like to use, I have to say this has been a much more ground-based, technical match. I believe that Yuji Nagata and Jun Akiyama are making the opponents wrestle their match, making the opponents wrestle at their pace. Look at some of these strikes, back and forth, leather on leather. Drills his man with the enziguri, does Naomichi Marufuji, followed up with the drop kick that did not connect because Jun Akiyama was already on his way down. Baseball slide that time. Into the collar and elbow lockup. Let's see where this goes. Side headlock that time from Naomichi Marufuji. Releases his man. And now let's see if Jun Akiyama can capitalize. Irish whip to the corner. Comes in, staying on his man. Front face lock here. Will perch Naomichi Marufuji on the Falcon's nest. We saw this earlier, we might see it again. Avalanche style, belly to belly suplex. We saw that a couple of minutes ago. And there's a drop kick on Yoshinari Ogawa. Now you've got to think that turnabout is fair play. It was earlier on. Wait a minute here. Tombstone, no! There's a reversal. Naomichi Marufuji scores with the Tombstone pile driver. Earlier on, we saw Yoshinari Ogawa trying to bring those foreign objects into the ring. So you really can't say anything bad about Jun Akiyama with that cheap dropkick we saw a couple of seconds ago. Inside knee strike that time. Beautifully executed. Fireman's carry takedown. Into the kneeling rear naked choke, now slowing down the action even more. Like I've said before in this match, I believe that Nagata and Akiyama are forcing their opponents to wrestle their match. Larry at that time sends Rat Boy back into the corner. We saw the belly-to-belly suplex, avalanche style. Earlier on, will we see it again? No, that time, Rat Boy has the counter. The Shota palm strike. Roundhouse kick. It was a lariat. Rat Boy did not go down, but the dropkick did take him down. Rat Boy once again will roll to safety. And now both teams, you see, taking a little breather here. Both of these guys punching and kicking and suplexing themselves out. The jawbreaker, a move that a lot of the time Rat Boy Yoshinari Ogawa will follow up with the figure four jackknife pin. Obviously, he cannot pin his opponent outside the ring. Jun Akiyama shot and scored with the double leg. Once again, Naomichi Marufuji screaming he wants the tag in. Discus lariat did not connect. And now Jun Akiyama back inside. Shoots Rat Boy off to the corner, scores with the high knee. That's been his bread and butter here tonight. Jun Akiyama fires up. Let's see if Rat Boy can turn this thing back around in his team's favor. IWGP World Tag Team Championships hang in the balance. And if he hits this, there's his signature move, the wrist clutch exploder, the move he invented, the Exploder 98, Yuji Nagata. Actually pulling Naomichi Marufuji off the ring skirt, lateral press, no one to make a save, two. Yes, and we have just crowned our first set of IWGP World Tag Team Champions. Yuji Nagata has finally done it. After damn near a year, he has won his first World Championship. His partner, Jun Akiyama, scoring with not one but two Exploder 98. What an incredible encounter we have just seen. The man they call Vader and his open challenge are next. We see the two men in the ring celebrating with their championship. We're going to hear more about this awesome match. We're going to hear more from these guys as Throwdown returns in the month of October. There was so much hype about the debut of Vader. We wondered, would Vader live up to the hype? Not only did he live up to the hype, but ever since he has been on a tear through Throwdown Wrestling, both in New Japan Pro Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Noah, Vader still undefeated, and the man they call Vader has issued an open challenge. Let's lay out. The man they call Vader, the Mastodon, like I have just said, a beast, a man fighting out of Denver, Colorado, the monster from the Rocky Mountains, making his way down the aisle and not sure who his opponent will be tonight. And I'm actually getting word in the headset right now. Word about tonight's main event. It will be the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Kenta Kobashi was scheduled to take on Mitsuharu Misawa. I'm getting word that Mitsuharu Misawa, and we're going to have more for you on this later on. Jumbled messages coming through. I'm getting word that Mitsuharu Misawa potentially was just attacked backstage. In any case, Mitsuharu Misawa's schedule for tonight's main event, Fight Night's Finest, is putting on the headset, and he will join us on commentary after we find out who the opponent for Vader in this open challenge will be tonight. And we see the man stepping up to the plate is a Japanese legend. It is Akira Taue. We have seen Akira Taue here before in Throwdown Wrestling. It was some months ago that he competed in the Catchweight Championship Tournament. Akira Taue, a legend from All Japan Pro Wrestling, a legend from Pro Wrestling Noah. And when we talk about the height and weight of a lot of Vader's opponents, Vader's a big guy. Vader weighs in at 450 pounds. Vader stands in at 6'5". There's not many people in that same bracket with Vader. Akira Taue is one of the men that can match Vader. Not quite in weight, but damn near in height. This will be the biggest challenge to date for the man they call Vader. Now with the headset on, it is Fight Night's Finest, the Sophic commentator, youtube.com/Fight Night's Finest. Fight Night, what's going on?
What is going on, YouTube, and what is going on, Throwdown Wrestling fans? It is your color commentator, Fight Night's Finest, the Sophic commentator, calling this match in the pay-per-view.
Now you see Taue there in the red trunks. Vader, obviously the bigger man in the mask. The pounding in the corner. And let's talk about this. Vader known for being such a big guy, but throwing the combinations. And Fight Night, you being a boxing fan, wait a minute here. Thought we were going to see a powerbomb. Fight Night, you being a boxing fan, can you tell the fans out there the difference between throwing ones and 1-2s versus throwing like extended piece combinations?
Well, there's two effects to this. Well, when you throw a combination, not only are you doing multiple damage, you're wearing your opponent down, but you're also wearing yourself down when you throw combinations. So the thing for Vader is, will he be able to throw these combinations and get this guy out of here almost like a Mike Tyson in 1 and 2 rounds, maybe by round number 5. But we know in wrestling these guys are tough. They're used to withstanding punishment. They're used to the training and the endurance training, having the stamina and the conditioning to be able to go rounds and go long periods of matches. So it'll be good to see if Akiyama will be able to withstand Vader's punishment.
Well, yes, and Akira Taue that time with the powerbomb. Jun Akiyama, the man, celebrating backstage right now with his tag team championship belt. I know Fight Night's Finest is a boxing guy, not a wrestling guy. Back to the action. Vader that time with the brain buster. Shades of the junior heavyweight champion, a man who has the night off, Jushin Thunder Liger. We saw a choke slam earlier. Now Vader with the receipt, a sky-high choke slam of his own. Professional wrestlers, I do not believe, get the credit they deserve for being the best conditioned athletes in any sport anywhere on the planet, as we see that stiff Vader attack. Vader all over Akira Taue here tonight. Fight Night, what does Akira Taue have to do to defeat Vader?
Well, first he has to survive this onslaught. There's not much he can do about this. Like you said, Vader does have the weight advantage and just the explosiveness of that splash in the corner. That's going to take a lot out of him. But if he can survive the onslaught, then he can initiate a counterattack. He can look for some submissions possibly in order to slow Vader down. He has to take some of the gas out of Vader. Once he sees that opening, then he'll be able to go with the submissions and then use power moves of his own.
Like we talked about earlier, the importance of working the body. Not only working the head, you work that body, you take away a man's conditioning. Suplex out of the corner that time, went for a lateral press. There was a kick out. Vader undefeated here in Throwdown Wrestling. God, release German suplex. It almost reminds me of that nasty German suplex lateral. That nasty German suplex I saw years ago in a match between Vader and Mitsuharu Misawa. And we actually saw the dynamic kick attack, and it did not connect. Yeah, this has just been brutal.
Absolutely brutal. At least he's in there longer than El Samurai was in the last match Vader was in.
El Samurai, yes, I remember that. Destroyed by Vader a couple of months ago, the collar and elbow lockup. Akira Taue, one of the guys known for having a slower, more methodical style, sometimes a late starter in matches, as we see the front chancery.
That's what he needs to do, Arachnid. Slow him down, wear the big guy down, go to those front chanceries, rear naked chokes or whatever it takes. And then he can do this.
Throws away the 450-pound Vader. Scored a little bit with the elbow. God. Vader's just that guy where you really got to get on a roll and stay on a roll with Vader. He will seize any opening. He will take any opportunity. Irish whip once again. That time we actually... and Vader once again staying on his man. I was about to say that time we saw Akira Taue hook the ropes and stay on his man. Call the hold.
That Boston Crab hold, that's going to do a lot of damage to the back. The setting up Vader for some of those power moves with this.
Yeah, I mean, you really do need to use your lower back to pick people up for the power moves. Any pro wrestler will tell you the deadlift is key. It builds size, it builds bulk. It also helps you with those power moves. And Vader now gonna take his man up.
Power bomb.
Beautifully executed that time. Drills Akira Taue damn near at center ring. Will send his opponent into the corner once again. That Vader attack. The avalanche splash here. And this might be the combination Vader's looking for. Texan Tower Bomb. Vader gonna use that. Wait a minute, are we gonna see it?
Moonsault. What are you? That's it. That's three. Man.
Vader with that moonsault calls it the Vader Salt. The streak continues. I would like to thank Fight Night's Finest from youtube.com/Fight Night's Finest. The best boxing channel on YouTube. Check that man out. Fight Night's Finest, always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, Arachnid. And thank you guys for watching at home. Stay tuned for more.
Vader gets the job done. And next up, it is the return bout. They've done it twice, but we're going to do it one more time for you. It was 1 month ago. The Takeshi Morishima and Shinjiro Otani had match number 2. Morishima won that match the same way he won the match earlier in the year in the Catchweight Championship Tournament. Otani has said that he has the number of Takeshi Morishima. We have granted this return match only because the fans loved the first 2 matches. Let's lay out for the entrance of Shinjiro Otani. Shinjiro Otani, another legend in the sport of Japanese pro wrestling. And we talked a couple of minutes ago about Mitsuharu Misawa, the man who after this match will challenge Kenta Kobashi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. We have a major announcement to make. We've hyped up that match. We've promoted that match for the better part of a month. Mitsuharu Misawa fighting for 4 months through the Catchweight Championship tournament and winning it. And I mean no disrespect to the man making his way down the aisle, Shinjiro Otani. I promise you, I will run down this man's credentials and history as this match gets underway. But I need to make it clear, Misawa was attacked backstage during the opening tag team match. Mitsuharu Misawa will not be competing here tonight. I'm going to give you a little bit more action on that in a second, but once again, let's wait for the entrance of one Takeshi Morishima. Takeshi Morishima making his way down the aisle. If Shinjiro Otani cannot win this match, this will be the last encounter between the two. These two 1 month ago had one of the finest matches on our last regular live stream, which was not a pay-per-view, that I've ever seen. I cannot wait to see these two guys throw down for a third time right now. But as I was saying, Mitsuharu Misawa will not compete. Kenta Kobashi will defend that championship still here tonight. Who the hell's his opponent gonna be? We will find an opponent for Kenta Kobashi, and the main event will still be for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. The bell sounds, and for the third time this year, Shinjiro Otani in the red and black will take on Takeshi Morishima in the black with the white trim on the boots. Dropkick missed that time. And Shinjiro Otani will capitalize with the camel clutch. Yeah, the hard-hitting strikes already earlier on. Takeshi Morishima and Shinjiro Otani, two of the finest wrestlers in Japanese pro wrestling. And hell, let's get into the history. When you talk about big names in Japanese pro wrestling history, Shinjiro Otani, a man who helped revitalize the cruiserweight division in WCW in the United States under Eric Bischoff, a man who helped revitalize the junior heavyweight division in New Japan Pro Wrestling in the 90s, competing in the J-Cup, in many of those awesome junior heavyweight matches that you will see. And it was also Otani, one of the cornerstones of Pro Wrestling 01, aka Pro Wrestling 01 Max. But when you talk about the future of this sport in Japan, one name keeps coming to the top, and that name is Takeshi Morishima, a man who's already been on the top of Pro Wrestling Noah, a man I predict someday will also be on the top of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Takeshi Morishima with that sick diving lariat. Takeshi Morishima in 2005. And wait a minute, electric chair up. And there's the Inner Fury. It was Takeshi Morishima going over to the United States, competing in Ring of Honor Pro Wrestling. Actually defeated Homicide and became the first ever Japanese Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. Dropkick that time outside. It was also that year that Takeshi Morishima had the United States Match of the Year. Many fans will tell you, as in Manhattan, New York City, he took on the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. The Ring of Honor Championship was on the line. It was actually that night that Takeshi Morishima, mid-match, actually detached the retina of the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. There's the Amaze Impact, that reverse choke slam outside. Takeshi Morishima, the aggressor here, the obstacle. It is all on Shinjiro Otani here tonight. I believe he needs to out-wrestle his opponent. I believe Takeshi Morishima, with some of these hard lariats, with some of those hard drop kicks, will be able to defeat Shinjiro Otani, but that's what Otani needs to do. If he can hit the suplexes, if he can go to the holds, if he can go to the wrestling, if he can go to moves like we've just seen with that Aurora Borealis and that backdrop suplex, I believe Shinjiro Otani might be able to finally do what so many fans think he cannot do, what he's never been able to do in singles competition, and that is defeat Takeshi Morishima. Juji Gatami attempt, that time there was a clasp. And let's see where this goes. Irish whip, the hammerlock throw to the far side. And a hard shoulder block. God, listen to this. And how surprising is it that the man who takes it to the ground is the man who I think is the better striker of the two. When it comes to throwing the forearm shivers, was actually Morishima. Now, when we talk about spin heel kicks, when we talk about springboard flying attacks, then yes, striking-wise, you've got to give it to Shinjiro Otani. Dropped the elbow that time, did not get all of it, and a drop kick once again from Shinjiro Otani. Spins through with that spinning toe hold. Actually looked like he was going to try to go into a figure four, but was kicked off. Shot that time to the midsection. Once again, Throwdown Wrestling will return in the month of October. More notifications on that, youtube.com/Arachnid Soul. God, what a boot to the gut. Actually dropped Shinjiro Otani that time. Waist lock. Standing switch by Morishima. And a release German suplex at center ring. Takeshi Morishima has not been able to keep Shinjiro Otani down. And another lariat. I believe that Takeshi Morishima is winning this match. But hell, Shinjiro Otani keeps getting up, keeps fighting, showing that fighting spirit. He knows that this is his last chance to defeat Takeshi Morishima. Irish whip. And once again, another lariat. This is just the breaking down process from Takeshi Morishima. Scoop and a slam. And now you see the crossface with the knee in the back. This is exactly what Shinjiro Otani needs to do here tonight in Japan. Stay on your man with the catch-as-catch-can style wrestling. Once again, the inner fury, the electric chair down. Shinjiro Otani has been busted open. He went skull first into the canvas with that. Counters that backdrop driver. Then move that Takeshi Morishima so many times likes to use as a finisher. Does get scooped, does get slammed that time. And Takeshi Morishima staying on his man. Inside knee strike. Front face lock. Snap suplex that time. Shades of the Dynamite Kid. Shades of the late Chris Benoit. Once again with the inside knee strike. Shinjiro Otani down to one knee. In boxing, this would probably be a standing 8 count. Morishima off the top, scored with that Scud missile drop kick. And I don't think he caught all of it, but he caught enough of it to take down a man who was already out on his feet. Backdrop suplex that time. Not quite that Saito suplex, not quite that backdrop driver. But you see Shinjiro Otani wearing that bloody mask, still having the fighting spirit. I think he was looking for one of his favorite finishers, that sit-out spiral powerbomb. If he can hit that tonight on Takeshi Morishima, I think he'll be able to win it. At the same time, if Takeshi Morishima can stay on his man, or can hit that Greco-Roman backdrop driver, I believe that Takeshi Morishima, there's the Frankensteiner. Shades of Scott Steiner that time. Another legend, not only in the States, but here in New Japan Pro Wrestling as well. Morishima. That time with another snap suplex. And at this point, you really got to count Shinjiro Otani out if he's any other fighter. If he's 99% of the men on this planet, you've really got to count him out. You've really got to discard him. At this point in the match, ducks the lariat into the rear naked choke. That's the wrestling I was talking about. But Shinjiro Otani, as he catches that Fujiwara armbar, is not any other man, is not any other fighter, is not any other individual on the planet. He is Shinjiro Otani, a Japanese pro wrestling legend. A man who I've seen pull things out in the clutch. There's a power bomb. It was not the spiral bomb that I talked about, but it will still work to tear down Takeshi Morishima. It's just damn painful, that inside spinning knee bar. As we now see Shinjiro Otani fire up. Hooks his man, releases the dragon. Dragon release suplex, beautifully done that time. Shinjiro Otani picks his man up. Will this be the spiral bomb? Yes, it is. That'll be it. Otani's gonna win it too. No. Look at the fighting spirit of Takeshi Morishima. Otani has never defeated Takeshi Morishima. Wait a minute, he's gonna go back to it again. Sits out, spiral bomb. Shinjiro Otani, for the first time, has been able to defeat Takeshi Morishima. I almost can't believe what we just saw. Fighting back, the bloody face, all of the lariats and the suplexes. This man is going to be a serious contender for any championship in Throwdown Wrestling. What a goddamn match that was. You see that graphic on the screen, that graphic prepared earlier. It was to be the Wrestle Kingdom 2014 return match, 8 months in the making. These two fought January 4th for that IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Misawa won the tournament, won this shot. Kenta Kobashi saying, hell, I don't care who it is tonight, I'm putting this belt on the line. Misawa was attacked, has been taken out of the arena. I'm getting word now that actually the champion Kobashi will be going to the ring first. We have no idea who Kenta Kobashi will defend that belt against here tonight, but it's time for your IWGP World Heavyweight Championship main event bout of the evening. Making his way out right now, your world champion, Kenta Kobashi. Let's lay out for the ring announcer. Wow. Well, I'm getting word in the headset now. I'm trying to figure out who Kenta Kobashi will take on here momentarily. I'm still not sure. In any case, Kenta Kobashi, the champion who will defend in this match, making his way down the aisle. And it is extremely rare that not only will the champion go to the ring first, but that the champion will go to the ring not knowing who he will defend the belt against. Whoever this is, we are in for one hell of a main event. I do not believe New Japan upper management would pick anyone subpar. This is going to be a fight. Are you kidding me? We talked about how Mitsuharu Misawa won that tournament. We talked about why that was the reason why Mitsuharu Misawa was scheduled to be in the main event. The man who made it to the finals with Misawa and just lost out by a narrow margin was Scott Flash Norton, a man we haven't seen probably in 2 months. A man whose only loss in Throwdown Wrestling was that night that he lost to Misawa in the tournament finals. We're live. We're on pay-per-view. It is destruction. And the IWGP World Championship will be on the line. Kobashi versus Norton? You hear that opening bell. Referee Tiger Hitori in the ring, your official Arachnid Soul on commentary. Follow me on Twitter at Arachnid Soul, and do not forget to hit that thumbs up, that like. God, listen to these chops and the kicks. You talk about 2 heavyweights going at it for the heavyweight title. This is Exhibit A. Side headlock that time. Side headlock takeover by Kenta Kobashi. If I seem a bit distracted, it's because I'm getting updates on Mitsuharu Misawa. We will try to reschedule that bout sometime in the future. Whoever comes out on top here, and there's a lariat. And a cover? What an insult it is for Scott Flash Norton to use a lariat on the master of the burning lariat, the world champion Kenta Kobashi, as we see that enziguri. Like I was saying, we're going to try to have updates on Misawa as Throwdown returns in the month of October. And no matter who wins this match, I'm sure Misawa will have a world heavyweight title match somewhere in the future. Serious strikes here from serious heavyweights. Kenta Kobashi, 6 feet tall, weighing in at about 255, maybe 260 pounds. Scott Flash Norton, 6'3", and actually weighing in at 350 pounds. Damn near having 100 pounds on the world champion. Inverted full arm dragon twist. How smart is it for Scott Flash Norton to go after the arm of Kenta Kobashi? Taking away that weapon, taking away the ability to hit with full force, the burning lariat. Look at the fighting spirit there on Kobashi as he scores with that DDT. Shades of Terry Funk here. It's a rare move. It's that rolling Texas tumbleweed. Norton did touch the ropes, which means when this ends, the referee will not count the pinfall. Kobashi was aware of it, broke the hold clean. Scott Flash Norton, a very powerful man, actually got that nickname as we saw that ridge hand lariat. Actually got that nickname Flash because he was the United States Arm Wrestling Champion, a former power lifter, and he beat people in such a flash they called him Flash. Norton, who trained in the United States, made a name for himself right here in Japan. It was in the 90s when he was scouted by WCW President Eric Bischoff that he was brought to the United States and competed extensively for years in World Championship Wrestling. Kenta Kobashi, on the other hand, a man who's most notably known for not only Pro Wrestling Noah, but All Japan Pro Wrestling. One of the best professional wrestlers of the past 25 years. A future Hall of Famer everywhere. Maybe looking for the superplex that time, could not get it. Scott Flash Norton now. Irish whip to the far side. Flying shoulder that time from the world champion Kenta Kobashi. You gotta think that Kenta Kobashi has been preparing to fight Mitsuharu Misawa. He showed up here tonight, and there's a receipt, that shoulder block and the double sledge. Kobashi showed up here tonight and was expecting to take on Mitsuharu Misawa. Kobashi did not have any time at all to prepare or to plan or to come up with a strategy to defeat Scott Flash Norton. Norton out here tonight with a slightly different look. We usually see him in the darker colored ring attire. Out tonight, representing the United States maybe, in the red, white, and blue. Looked for it earlier, could not get it. Will he get it here? Yes! The avalanche-style suplex, the superplex. Looked like Norton was actually trying to roll to the ropes that time for some safety. Thought that Kenta Kobashi was going to stay on the attack. He did not. Kobashi comes back. Nicely done. Deep rotation and a power slam. And a second time. Scott Flash Norton throwing around the world champion like he's a junior heavyweight. Collar and elbow that time into the side headlock. Side headlock takeover. It is your main event of Destruction 2014. Arachnid Soul in the booth calling the action and happy to do so. The crowd behind Kenta Kobashi. We hear the Kobashi chants here at ringside. Side headlock that time. And Scott Norton with the knee breaker, with the shin breaker. Boot, back heel sweep. Norton is right back up. Shoulder block that time, and Norton gets right back up. Norton with the power bomb on the champion. It will only take 3 seconds here tonight for Kenta Kobashi to either keep or lose the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Southpaw shot that time from the champion, Scott Flash Norton. Takes his man up. There's a brain buster on the 260-pound world champion. The cover, a little bit lackadaisical, a little bit cocky. There's the rolling butt from the champion. It looks like Norton has actually punched himself out. Will Norton be able to get a second wind here? Shot off to the corner. Kobashi comes in with the chops. And Kobashi not going for those machine gun chops. I mean, I've seen Kobashi chop guys in the corner in quick succession 40, 50, 60 times. Norton now shooting the champ off to the corner. Came in with the hard shoulder tackle. Takes his man out. High crutch, high collar, and a scoop slam. Boot that time from the world champion. What a brawl. Rolling butt blocked. Great defense here from both men. There's that Saito suplex from Norton. Once again throwing around the world champion like he's a junior heavyweight. Double leg that time. Deep seat on this Boston Crab at center ring. This is the very first time in tag team action or singles action that these two men have been in the ring together in Throwdown history. Norton with another powerbomb. Thought he might be looking for that flashback shoulder breaker. Lateral press that time. Did not even get a 1 count. Full out of steam. There was a lariat. Wasn't the burning lariat. There's the burning lariat. The hell is this? Lights out in the arena. What the hell's going on here? The hell was that? Sounded like a chair. Norton's on top. Norton's on top. Norton has just defeated Kenta Kobashi. Lights out in the arena. I did hear a chair shot. I'm not sure what happened. Join us in the month of October. We're going to get to the bottom of this. I might not agree with that, but as the man in the booth, I'm going to call the action. The 8 or 9 month reign of Kenta Kobashi has come to an end. I never thought it would happen. Scott Flash Norton has just become the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. What the hell does this mean for Throwdown Wrestling moving forward? There you see Scott Norton with the trophies, with the belt. Kenta Kobashi, the streak is over. He loses the championship. Fans, Throwdown Wrestling will be back in the month of October. Hit that thumbs up. Spread the word. Share the feed on Twitter. I cannot believe what we've just seen. Once again, Scott Flash Norton, your new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. The lights went out. I did hear a chair shot. No clue what happened. Anyway, that is our time here tonight. It has been your host, Arachnid Soul, saying thank you signing off and saying good night.